So the biggest challenge that I probably have had in my marriage is the first few years that I was married, me and my husband really struggled. We didn't understand each other at all. I do have perspective into different personalities and what that means. But for me, I'm not super good at remembering those things on a daily basis on my own. So the first 3 years, me and my husband, we really struggled. We didn't have a successful marriage. I thought about divorce often. We had kids together, and I felt bad, even contemplating divorce. My husband and I, we went through some really challenging times after we had been married for about 3 years, and a lot of things that we had to overcome. And I was instantly reminded, at that time when we overcame a lot of things together, how strong our marriage was and how connected we could really be. But there's certain things about my husband that I really struggle with. Our differences are strong. I'm a very fast-paced person. I talk fast. I talk loud. I walk loud. I complete tasks fast. And my husband's very analytical, very precise. And the way he does things is opposite of the way I do things. And a lot of times it's hard when I'm trying to do something and we want to do it together. We're not super successful doing those things together. And since joining Jared Fager Academy and being able to have daily reminders of people's different personalities and how those two personalities can come together is super helpful for me. I'm the type of person, I need daily reminders. I will be irritated with my husband a majority of the time. As soon as I get a daily reminder of, oh yeah, that's what we're working with, that's how we come together, that's how our strong suits match, as soon as I can get those daily reminders, I remember to slow down for my husband. I remember to work with my husband even though it's not easy. I remember to value the things that drive me crazy. The thing that I hate most about my husband is that he's slow-paced. But the thing that I love most about my husband is that he's patient. And those two things are actually the same thing. And so the fact that he is slow-paced and patient reminds me that maybe I don't love that he's slow-paced, but I love that he's patient. So I need to remember daily, and I need daily reminders every day that there are good things about the differences between us. And so being able to have those daily reminders where I can look back and say, okay, that's what we're working with. This is how we come together. This is how our skill sets join. It's important. My husband slows me down. He helps me make better decisions. He helps it so I don't jump into something before I've thought things all the way through. And sometimes that even drives me crazy. I just want to make a decision and move forward with it, and I want to be done with it. But through the last 4 years of our marriage, I've been able to make better decisions, stronger decisions, more long-lasting decisions, because his patience really helps me. Through working with Jared Fager Academy, my relationships through work or in work have completely changed. I think I somewhat expect people to be mind readers. I think that's kind of my personality. I think the way I think is maybe right or maybe common sense. And so I assume that everybody thinks the way that I think. And when I work with Jared and Jared Fager Academy, and I get to talk about the different personalities and how everybody kind of not only communicates, but understands, and how they see things, because I see things completely different than another person sees things. I don't think that there's one person in my organization who thinks exactly the way that I do, although that's what I expect. I expect everybody's going to think exactly how I think, and that's not going to bring me success long term. I'm expecting everybody to think the way that I think. Not only that, it'd be pretty boring if I had to work with 5 of myself every day. That would also be hard for me. Over time, that would not be enjoyable for me. I like working with different personalities, but I also have to know that with those personalities, I have to be able to look the way that they look. The other thing with that is I'm very outgoing. I've always been very outgoing. I'm very social, but I'm also at the same time reclusive when I'm irritated or when I'm feeling maybe taken advantage of, or any negative feeling that pops up for me, I pretty much just want out. I'm not that I'm non-confrontational, but if there's something awkward, someone doesn't understand me, I don't want to have the conversation. And sometimes those conversations can be awkward. But at the same time, it has taught me the value of not only sharing what I think, but also listening to what somebody else thinks. I'm not always a successful listener. I don't maybe understand everybody to the level that they need to be understood. And when I understand the different personalities, the different lenses that people are looking through, when I'm looking at all of these different aspects, I'm really able to look at this person and have a different type of care for them. Not that I think that they need to think exactly like I do, but that I understand where they're coming from, what they're thinking of. It really helps me within my business relationships and within growth within my business, to see my business continue to grow, even working with a lot of different types of people. I have best friends in my business now, people who I can understand and relate to, where before I never could have had that. Before working with Jared Fager Academy, I fired a lot because I felt people didn't understand me or they took advantage of me. So I fired a lot. I would take on business partners and I would give them a lot of control and say, and then I would get rid of them. I wasn't successful in my relationships within my business. I wasn't successful within working maybe agreements within my business. And my business suffered a lot because of it. So a month ago, you know, a lot of things in my life were really struggling. I had a woman who worked for me who we were just having a tough time working with each other. That's completely turned around. She trusts me, I trust her. That relationship is really good. A month ago, as opposed to now, I had this goal for a long time, probably a year. I kept telling myself, we're going to hit 20,000. We're going to hit 20,000. We're going to hit 20,000. And I'm going to be honest, that was a big goal. So my goal of 20,000, it seemed unreachable. But I kept telling myself, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And I never did it, ever. And the way that goal was set up made me tired. It made me feel hopeless. It made me feel like, why am I even doing this anymore? There got to a point where my husband said, why are we doing this anymore? Where when I started this business, just making a little bit of extra money, my husband was thrilled. He didn't have to pay for Christmas presents and birthday presents anymore. I paid for that. And so I felt really beaten down. I felt like for a long time I was trying to accomplish this thing that I just couldn't accomplish. And after some time of being able to go through Jared Fager Academy and figure those things out, I feel hopeful. I feel like that $20,000 goal that's not a hike anymore. That's a brisk walk around the block. It's doable. It's something that I'll accomplish, and I'll accomplish very easily. I feel like my relationships with the people that I work with are so much more improved. I feel like through the information that I have and the one-on-one coaching and attention that I have to move forward, the sky is the limit. I'm actually able to accomplish these goals that for a long time were out of reach. But for me now, they're real. They're things that I can taste. I can feel it. I know it's right around the corner. My relationships with my kids, I was so stressed that I was absent a lot of the time. I was trying to get a lot done in a short amount of time. I didn't really trust the people that worked for me to take on extra things because I felt I needed to do it all or it wouldn't get done properly. So I was very consumed with what I was doing, and I was very absent with my children. And I have 5 beautiful kids, and being absent and not being engaged in what they were doing. I mean, I have my oldest is a kindergartner, so I have very little babies. My oldest is a kindergartner, and she was late for school a lot, and she didn't have her homework done, and she was struggling. She was having a hard time, and that was because I was stressed, because I was having a hard time. And now I'm there for her. I'm able to make sure that she's ready early in the morning so that she gets to school on time, that she has her book read. We sit down and read together. I can be more hands-on. I trust people more. In my business, trust has always been kind of a hard thing for me. I don't trust other people to take on the workload because I don't believe it will get done the way I want it done. But through the skills that I've learned with Jared Fager Academy, I'm able to delegate a lot of these things out that I was unable to before because I was terrified of somebody else taking over things that I could do and I felt I could do better. But through that, I'm able to have better relationships with my husband. I'm able to have better relationships with my children, and I'm able to be more aware and less absent from their lives. I think my husband's a lot happier. He feels like he sees me more. Doesn't feel like I'm working 24/7 on my phone 24/7, and that's a blessing. It's a huge blessing in my life to be able to have better relationships with my kids and with my husband. Again, the goal, I mean, what I'm able to accomplish now is so much bigger than I ever dreamed of. You know, a $20,000 goal. I'm not kidding. That seemed like the world. And I mean, I was working with Jared Fager Academy for 3 weeks tops, and in those 3 weeks did 17,000. And I know this month will even just be bigger. So I mean, I'm still in my infancy, but things are growing so astronomically, so quickly. And so for that, I'm so grateful. I do know if you choose to take the Jared Fager Academy courses, you will have somebody to teach you, someone to train you, someone to take you one-on-one and tell you the things that you'll be able to accomplish. You'll be more hopeful. You'll be able to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Most importantly for me, you won't be tired anymore. You'll be invigorated. You'll feel like you can actually get things done. You'll have better relationships, daily reminders to tell you, hey, don't slack off with your relationships because they're important. That's been huge for me. But I know that by taking this course, you can have better relationships. You can have your goals accomplished financially, and you can feel more hopeful. And those are the things that I've gained right now from Jared Fager Academy that I'm so grateful for and has truly, truly blessed my life.